Hi guys, welcome back to Depression Notes YouTube channel. Today's video is about symptoms of depression and the must-know symptoms you need to know in case you are possibly worried you have depression. And I want to start this video off by saying if you feel you relate to any of these symptoms, please make sure you get professional help and don't just use this video to self-diagnose because obviously I'm not a doctor. So the first symptoms you need to know are psychological symptoms. So one way is continuous sad mood and continuous low mood and sadness and stuff like that. So sometimes people may feel this when they don't have depression. So usually it's sort of this and another thing, but in 2 weeks and it's just continuous. It's not sort of a sadness that comes and goes. Sort of on the NHS website it talks about grief, and it says a lot of people confuse grief and depression because it can be similar in some sort of aspects. If you lose someone, you are going to feel sad and you're going to have quite a continuous low mood for a fairly long time. But with depression, it's an actual illness, whereas grief is a response to losing a loved one. So yeah. Another thing is feeling hopeless and having low self-esteem. Might not know how to help yourself, might not think you might feel very negative and critical about yourself. A lot of the time you can feel like a burden on other people. So you'll try like distance yourself and stuff like that, all because you feel like you're a burden and you feel guilty for the way you are acting, even though it is an actual illness. Like, just a reminder, it's always valid. Like, it's feeling tearful, which is a symptom that obviously that goes along with other symptoms because so many people feel tearful. You're feeling irritable and intolerant, so possibly are people getting on your nerves a bit more than usual. You might just find it very difficult and overwhelming to be with people because they're annoying you like so much, and it's hard just to tolerate being with people. So that might be another thing why you're choosing to distance yourself from people. Another thing is finding it difficult to sleep or sleeping too much. So it varies for different people. Like, some people obviously just find it really difficult to sleep and just aren't sleeping well, whereas other people are just like, yep, sleeping all the time. So it just definitely varies depending on the person. So that's why symptoms are sometimes difficult and stuff. Another thing is finding it difficult to make decisions. So I don't know if you've seen The Good Place, but Chidi finds it very difficult to make decisions in certain times. So sort of stuff like that, you might just find it really difficult to just do basic decisions, like just like the small decisions, and then when you get to large decisions it's just like, no, that's way too overwhelming. So to cope with that overwhelmingness, you might just distance yourself, take a step back, avoid doing the things that involve decisions. Another thing is feeling anxious and worried, which yeah. And another thing is having little to no motivation, as well as losing interest in things you used to enjoy. So if you used to enjoy reading and stuff and art or whatever, and then you're sort of not getting the same enjoyment that you used to get out of it, that could also be another symptom. And having no motivation can be another symptom. Another thing is having suicidal thoughts or harming yourself. If you have these thoughts, please get medical care, like immediately, like as soon as, because these are really, really serious and these can put your life in danger and stuff. So please just make sure if you do have these thoughts, try get in contact with like some emergency thing or something just to help yourself. Okay, so physical symptoms are another symptom of depression that you need to know. So physical symptoms vary. One of them things can be moving or speaking more slowly, which is actually quite common. So you just might find, you know, I'm not sure how to describe it, but you just doing things more slowly, things feel like more effort and stuff like that. Another thing could be changes in appetite and weight and stuff like that. Another thing can be unexplained aches and pains. So if you have a particular ache in your body and there's no reason for it, like you've not done anything that can cause that, that could be a symptom of depression. Another thing, lack of energy, so feeling very tired, and that can obviously lead to people wanting to like sleep more, and it's a result of people sleeping less. So it all really varies. And then possibly changes of your period if you're a woman, and disturbed sleep. So for people that are struggling to sleep, you might be struggling to have a full night's sleep, or even if you're getting too much sleep, you might be struggling to get a full cycle and stuff like that. So social symptoms could be not doing well at school or at work because possibly you're losing your motivation to do things. So it's harder to do well in work when you're struggling to be motivated to actually do anything. Another thing can be avoiding contact with friends, avoiding contact with family, and just avoiding people in all circumstances, and maybe taking part in fewer social activities. So you might have used to go out to a certain club and you might just be like, no, this is just not for me anymore, and you might just be distancing yourself from everyone. Excuse the fact my top keeps coming down at the shoulders. Another thing could be neglecting hobbies, interests, stuff like that, and having a lot of difficulties in your home and social, like home and family life. So there's 3 different levels according to NHS website of how severe depression can be. So mild is it has some impact on your daily life, moderate has significant impact, and severe is basically when you can't get through the day because of it. So it does vary depending on the person. Obviously it just you can obviously do tests online and stuff, but the best place to actually get a diagnosis is obviously through your GP or something like that. If you enjoyed this video, I hope it's taught you more about the key symptoms of depression and stuff like that. If you want to see more videos, make sure you like and subscribe on here. And if you want to see more of me, follow me on social media. My basically on everything is Rachel Lord 22, and I have my own YouTube channel. So if you want to have a look at that, I will leave the link in the description below. So yeah, I hope you like this video.